Hi, everybody. This screencast is meant to teach us a little bit of the ins and outs of nearpod. So I'm in a sandbox course, so there's no student content in here. So basically what I've done so far is I've clicked on the nearpod button. I'm already logged in. If you're not logged in, it may prompt you to log in. Just please make sure you log in with your Office 365 school account. It should, once you hit the Office 365 button, move towards the single sign-on phase, and it should be nice and easy for you to do. So when you're in Nearpod, it automatically brings you to your library, which in this case, I've got a couple of videos in here so far. These are just some practice lessons that I've done. And when you hover over a lesson that you've done, you can either choose to do a live lesson, which just means that you would be putting up the lesson on your smartboard and working through it with the students live. Or you can have a student-paced lesson where the students themselves are logging in on their personal computers and working through the lesson themselves. It's really up to you as to which of the ways that you use. Sometimes a live lesson is better, especially if the content is a little trickier and more abstract, versus if there's a lesson that maybe it's a remediation day where you're going back and reteaching a concept to some specific students. Maybe you use a Nearpod as an extension activity for some of the students who already understand the concept, and that would be more student-paced. So those are your two options there. When creating your own Nearpod, you have two options. You can create a lesson in Google Slides, or you can create a lesson in Nearpod. I'm going to go ahead and just show you how to do it in Nearpod. So there's a couple of different things that you can do. You can automatically upload some files. So if you have a PowerPoint that's already created and you want to pop that up, you can do that. So just to show you what that looks like, you can choose from any of these options. Like I'm going to select a local file and upload the box plot notes for my students when they reach Unit 7. Okay, so that PowerPoint was successfully added. It's processing. Maybe in a minute it'll pop up. So once that's done, some of the options when you hit Add Slide, you can add content. This means you can add a slide from Nearpod. You can add maybe a so there's all of my slides from my PowerPoint. All of those are pulled up. So going back, adding content, you can do a virtual field trip if you'd like. There's options for Sway. Like I just said, the slideshow, the PowerPoint that I have pulled up. You can put up videos. You can do audio files. Those are all of the content stuff that you can add. You can also add web content. So if you have maybe a review game that you want the students to watch or an outside video, you can just insert the URL and that'll pop up for them as well. You also have the opportunity to add an activity. So maybe at the end of this PowerPoint, I want to give the students a quick quiz on the content that they just learned. And so it may be that I'm, asking them, what is the definition of quartile 1? It could just be a quick quiz for them to do. And the open-ended question might be better for this. I think this is more of the multiple choice questions. So those are just different options that you can do. You can add a timer if you'd like. You can duplicate the question, maybe add a reference guide if you're working with a periodic table and you want to add the periodic table for them to be able to see. That's also an option. And you can add another question. I believe you might want to, yes, here's your next question, pulled right up. So you can just add a quiz in there to formatively assess what the students have learned through the PowerPoint. So those are just some options for you in order to make your own Nearpod. So I'm going to go ahead and save and exit. We're going to call this box plot notes. Oops, that's not what I wanted. All right, so once you're done, you can save and exit, name the lesson, and then that will save in your work. So at the next video, I will show you how you can search for more material.